Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx. This is Everlasting Summer. Is there anything to discuss? We silently walked alongside each other for some time. At least she walked slowly so that I had no trouble keeping pace with her, and I was thankful for it. Hey, is there anything I can do to convince you to not tell Olga Dmitrievna? Not sure, but, well, there is one thing. We came to the square. So what is it? Well, stop chasing Lena, for instance. For God's sake, what makes her think I'm chasing Lena? I started to lose my temper. Why are you making up such a nonsense? You started that quarrel in the forest. Because of you, we had to go to the Thailand, and here we go again. Enough is enough. I'm not chasing her. Alisa stood still, bright moonshine lighting up her face, which showed evident signs of resentment and displeasure. Like I don't see how you look at her. How do I look at her? And that good music is on. Do like that. Like what? You know. She shifted her gaze but remained standing still. Hey, stop seeing everyone through your twisted imagination. If you can't stop making up nonsense stories, then at least keep them to yourself. Don't make others suffer because of you and your stories. I don't care if you pick on me, but now you got Lena involved. I really lost my temper for good, but Alisa didn't answer. We sank into an unexpected silence that was only broken by Alisa's sparse sobs. From bad to worse, now you are crying. Have you all gone mad here? I clasped my hands in despair. I could understand why Lena was crying. But seeing Alisa crying is unthinkable, to say the least. I can't even see her reasoning. At any other time I would definitely be shocked, but at this moment I'm just too tired for that. My mind was absolutely blank. To be precise, it was so heavy and full so that not even a single idea would have the chance to dwell there. If I would compare my brain at its prime to a broad highway full of speeding thoughts, overtaking each other and causing giant chaotic crashes, then now it's nothing but a forgotten tiny path in a distant desolate forest, which is only used in times of absolute necessity. Alisa kept silent. At least she stopped crying. If you really think it's so serious, go ahead and tell everything to Olga Dmitrievna. I hope it makes you feel better. Okay, I won't do it, she said quietly and turned to me. The tears were all gone, but her face seemed to express absolute sorrow at the word. I'm just feeling hurt. What hurt you? I asked her tiredly. It's always like that. She gets all the attention and always pushes me aside. I had difficulty understanding what she was talking about and decided to play along. Hopefully she'd finally leave me alone. But it's not true. You do draw attention and people don't overlook you. I don't. I raised my eyes and looked at her. Her facial expression was a mixture of amazement and expectation. See? So you? Could you? And all of a sudden her voice became so tender that I flinched in an astonishment. Alisa's face turned red and she hid her eyes. So, you really think that I'm as good as her? I wanted to say something like even better, but stopped myself. Yes, I do. It seems she didn't understand that I said it absolutely insincerely. Alright, time to sleep! Alisa suddenly yelled cheerfully. Now she was acting more like herself again. See you tomorrow! She waved her hand and ran away. I sighed in relief. Well, it was over for today. All my remaining energy was waiting on a sprint to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. There was no light, so trying not to awake the camp leader, I undressed quietly and lay down. It's still interesting. What did Alisa mean? And Lena? It's become totally unclear what is going on with them and with me, as we got sucked into some sort of vortex, which started to swirl with furious power. But what's going to happen next? And where will I be thrown then? When we had questions like that, it's good to end the episode, you cut through it And we'll have the answers in the next episode, but that's not going to happen now. We are going with day 6. I woke up early when Olga Dmitrievna was still asleep. I stretched and sat up in the bed. I felt surprisingly okay, although I should have slept through the day after what happened the night before. Quietly, so as not to wake the camp leader, I took the bag with my washing up stuff and went outside. I forgot to look at the clock, but it seemed like 6 or 7 in the morning. The camp was asleep. The grass was shining off the night dew. A light fog hung above the ground, and the sun was just beginning to break through the tree tops. Not warm at all yet, like the fluorescent lamp in the house across from mine. I took a deep breath of the tasty cold air and thought that even a night owl like me can enjoy waking up this early sometimes. The streets of the camp were empty, of course. The water here has always been cold, but today it seems like they got it from the Arctic depths. Even my hands went numb from it. Finished with my hygiene, I decided to walk around the camp a bit. Olga Dmitrievna is asleep, breakfast not for a while yet, so there's nothing to do. I came to the square and looked at Jenda. That guy doesn't care if it's day or night, he's alert. I smiled my successful joke and headed to the boat shed. As I walked, I hummed some song, absolutely sure I was the only one awake here. To my great surprise, I saw someone sitting at the pier, hanging her feet in the water. Alisa. I came closer and stopped, not sure what to say. Then she suddenly turned around and stared at me. Been standing here long? No. Why aren't you asleep? Why aren't you? She turned back and stared at the river again. Looks like I'm not the only one in a good mood today. At least she wasn't being sassy again. Can't sleep? I see. About yesterday. You get everything right. What exactly? Oh, for God's sake! My answer didn't seem to go down well. Alright, I did. I lied. Alright, good. She suddenly looked straight in the eye and smiled. In that case, I have plans for you tonight. Eh? May I ask what are they? They are? You don't need to know. Well, since I'm part of them, you will know when it's time. Can you give me a hint at least? Nope. She got up and walked towards me. A bit scared, I cleared the way. Don't do anything stupid, Alisa said, moving away from the boat shed. I wonder what she meant. And what are those plans? I had no wish to become a part of some terrorist act against a monument or anything. Besides, I was still haunted by yesterday's talk with Lena on the island. She's probably still angry. And I never managed to explain everything to her. Although I don't even know what I would say if I had the chance. I felt guilty about everything that had happened, but I couldn't figure out what exactly I was guilty of. The camp was starting to wake up. Breakfast was at least an hour away, but I had no desire to get back to the camp leader's cabin, so I decided to wait by the canteen. At least I'd be the first one there for once. I sat on the steps and watched the sun rising. Sometimes it's great to just watch a new day come. I was overwhelmed with complete peace and tranquility. There were no thoughts to tear up my brain as they usually do. I simply bathed in warm rays of the heaven's star. In any other place and circumstances, I could probably even say I was happy. Good morning, you're early today. I looked up and saw Lena standing in front of me. She was smiling. You do. All of last night's events flashed before my eyes. Listen, if this is about yesterday, please don't. She interrupted me sharply. I don't know what came over me. It was all. Just forget it. She stared at me. Lena seemed much more confident than usual. If only it was all that simple. There's nothing complicated about this. She sat down next to me. So close I felt a bit awkward, but made no attempt to move away from her. Sometimes I have disputes with Alisa. Yeah, I realized. I see. But in this case, it happened because of me. Who knows? She answered, lost in thought. So that's why. You know, I'm embarrassed. Perhaps I really am to blame. Or rather, I'm not trying to say that I'm not to blame, but I was trying to explain myself like a 5th grader to a teacher. Okay, don't. As I said, nothing serious happened. If you think so, you should just think about how to act from now on. Not again. I covered my face with my hands, clearly showing that I have absolutely no idea what's going on here and that everything, to put it mildly, is very unpleasant for me. Could you express yourself any clearer? What for? She said evasively. Look, if I don't know what I did wrong, I can do better. I can decide on how to act, as you say. I think you will understand. I would like to believe that was well, but... The canteen door suddenly flew open and Olga Dmitrievna came out. Sitting around hungry this early? She said playfully. Good morning, Lena said merrily. She got up and headed inside. Shall we? Yeah, sure. We were not done talking, but pioneers appeared out of nowhere and flooded the place. By the time I got my breakfast, Lena was already sitting, surrounded by Miku, Zenia, and Slavia. Sadly, there were no more free chairs at their table. Feeling down and deliberately not saying hi to anybody, I headed to my favorite place, in the far corner of the canteen. I threw the oatmeal, it really was chewy today, and washed it down with some cold tea. Then I began to watch the others. All the pioneers seemed to be here. Some were chatting, some, like Electronic and Shurik, were immersed in chewing, and some were groping around like me. I was just about to leave when Uliana jumped over to my table, with her tray heaped with food. Bon appetit! She blurted. Stealing again? I asked, openly straight, staring at her tray. A growing bud requires a lot of calories. Yeah, you really should grow up a bit, I whispered. What? I didn't think she heard me. Nothing. I headed out. Leaving so soon? She yelled at me, back, disheartened. I gave no answer. I should have taken the washing stuff back in. I don't want to carry it around all day. Besides, what am I going to do today? Nothing at all came to my mind. I was in such a mood that it seemed like someone was going to show up and invite me on a journey. Maybe. I flicked completer's cabin and paused for a moment, then I heard a voice calling out to me. Semyon! It was Slavia. Busy? No. Can you help me? Of course. I didn't want to look for answers on a wonderful day like this. A couple dozen hours wouldn't change my situation after all. What is it? You should stop by the cybernetics club. No. I don't know why exactly. They will tell you everything. The unfortunate inventors again. Alright. Thank you. Oh no, she gave me a nice smile and ran off. It's not a good idea. So journey to the enemy's lair lies ahead of me. To the lair of the devil, Dr. Electronic and the diabolic Professor Shurik. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I pushed the door firmly and entered. Semyon! Electronic said a bit ominously, glancing up from some contraption he had been poking with a screwdriver. Slavia sent me. I know! And? Well, second door opened and Shriek came in. Semyon! He greeted me in the same tone Electronic had. Well, I was last time I checked. I joked. So, what do you need from me? We have an important task for you. I'm listening. The nurse came by yesterday. He stopped as if he wasn't going to continue. So, I asked carefully. So we have an important mission for you. I got that already. You are to deliver a package to her. Can't you do that yourself? The infirmary is right over there, I said skeptically. We can't, Electronic said, surprised. What a weird couple indeed. I see. Not another heavy bag, I hope. No, nothing like that, he smiled. Alright, fine. I carefully agreed. Hold on. She disappeared through the door and soon came back holding something wrapped in paper. Just be careful. Alright. I took the package. If the pioneers weren't passing me the key to the pearly gates, it still looked like they were at least giving me the Olympic torch. Can I go? Of course, Electronic said threateningly. Just be careful, she pleaded. Outside, I took a good look at the package. They never told me not to open it, although it would make sense to go further on. I quickly walked to the square and, making sure nobody was following, slipped into the forest. I just stood there for a while, indecisive, looking at the package. I wonder, what's in it? Why is it so important for them? Why couldn't they take it themselves? I had a lot of questions. And answers for that questions will come in the next episode. See you then. Bye.